you in Memphis and you ain't even got no. She gone. You not gonna sit up and say you in Memphis and you ain't even got no profile picture. You don't have no picture of her, sweetie. You don't have no picture. I don't play games.
The caption says the begging is getting out of control on this app. She wants money for clothes, hotel room, and food, and she says she's going to keep begging every day.
Like that. Get you a picture of her and then you talk to me. You ain't got not one picture. And then if I do meet somebody, you gonna have to FaceTime me. That's the only how I'm gonna do it. If I see your face actually, and I meet you. If you can't FaceTime me, you ain't talking about nothing. And half of them people do not be want to FaceTime. They about nothing. Everybody that I have met, they have FaceTime me. People have came up to where I'm at and paid for my room. You gotta FaceTime me. You gotta FaceTime me, babe. I'm being honest with you. But anyway, out of all these 100 people on here, y'all, I got CAPP and Venmo. If y'all can help me. CAPP and Venmo. CAPP and Venmo. And I'm going to keep saying it. I got CAPP and Venmo.
CA is short for Cash App. PP is short for PayPal. And we know what Venmo is. So the begging has begun.
9:34 at night. I'm not coming out here to be, you know what I'm saying? I'll be on extended stay in Memphis in 2 weeks. Okay, pork rind. That's good for you, baby. Look, that's good for you. Get to know me within them 2 weeks. That's all I gotta tell you. Cause if I don't see your face, I don't want to see you.
Can y'all send me some money, please? Can y'all send me some money? Can y'all send me some money? I'm trying to get a room. Don't. It's nice outside. I'm out here. Y'all see the room in the background? I'm trying to get a room. Gigi, please send me some money. You look pretty. Gigi, send me some money, please. Send me $5. My cash app, twerk. Cash app, twerk. Send me some money, y'all. Please send me some money. I'm finna block y'all. No, I'm finna block y'all. Can y'all send me some money? No, I'm finna block y'all.
But I do need to get $46 more for bingo this Friday. 46.
Bingo. Did she say for bingo this Friday? Y'all raising money for bingo now? She already did. If y'all don't know, there's been a reoccurring thing as far as videos of someone who has been going to the checkout line begging. So by checkout line, I mean she literally waits till she gets to the front of the checkout line, and then she starts still begging on live, telling them, "Hey, y'all, I'm at the front of the line. Hurry up, send this money so I can pay for whatever it is that I have to pay for, groceries, clothing items." I think she was at Ross. And now she's begging for $50 for bingo. Is she planning to gamble at bingo? I thought bingo was free. I don't know. But y'all, before we get back into it, if you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And it's really just a click. So if you're anywhere, you might as well just click that like button. And also if you can hype as well.
$46 more for bingo this Friday. 46. 46. I can work at 15 for the doctors, and then $1,000, and then summer clothes. Yeah, summer clothes is right.
So this is a video that someone has re-uploaded. It's not the original poster. And they added the caption that says, "When you scroll on TikTok at 2:30 a.m. and a lady begging for $46 for bingo for Friday hits your For You page." She wants $46 to play bingo. You realize that's gambling, right? They're asking you to donate so that they can go gamble.
Right now, we need to get $46 more. We'll do it again. I need $46 more.
And they're just, what, scrubbing dishes? Just keep saying over and over again, I need $46. I need $46. Hey, I need $46.
Random, right? It seems as though, I'm not going to say there's a new trend going on, but I'm seeing a lot of TikTok beggars now, all on my timeline. And I'm going to apologize. Now, you know, I'm not even going to apologize if I offend anybody. People are literally on this app begging you, demanding you to send them gifts while they are alive because they are trying to reach goals, personal goals, or the amount for the bills that they have to pay, and they are relying on you. They are demanding that you give your hard-earned money to them. And not only that, if you give them some low gifted item, whatever the low, maybe a rose, they're not even appreciating that. They want the galaxies, they want the lions, and whatever the high expensive gifts are. Ain't nobody here obligated to give you. Stop begging. If you at a point where you on this app and your only means of income is to beg the world for that, get a job.
Right.
Respectfully, get a job. To me, it's no.
I think people have forgotten what the whole point of this platform is for. And by platform, I mean just social media in general, but the platforms associated. In most cases, we're talking about TikTok. The point of this is to actually make content that's compelling and that keeps people's attention and that people actually want to indulge in and binge and watch over and over again. It's not meant for you to just come on here with your story and start begging. I think anything that pulls on the heartstrings, anything emotional, or that is able to engage someone's emotions, I think it can still be successful. And that's what we see with begging, because you come on here telling your story. Most people want to hear someone's story. So that gets a little bit into the content, but then you're requiring a premium for your story. And by requiring a premium for your story, I mean, you're basically saying, I'm telling my story, but what are you going to do to help me? I need help. But the story doesn't just end where I tell you and you just learn about my story and now you're familiar with me and you heard something good today. Now it's like, but I'm still in it right now. So, and you just listened to my story. You said you cared. So now it's like, well, how much do you really care? Listen, this is not what this platform is for. This platform, if you wanted to tell your story, then you were supposed to just do that. Tell your story. And if you want to keep creating, well, then I hope you lived a lot of life to where you can tell a lot of stories. But if not, then it should have just ended with that one post. And if that was your little therapy session, cool. But it's not designed for you to, for one, come on here begging for regular things. I'm about to get evicted. I'm about to this, that, and the third. And then recurringly for the most trivial things, i.e. I'm at the checkout. And now it's got so trivial. We literally have people with the gall to come on here and say they need to raise some money to go gamble at bingo.
The world for that, get a job. Respectfully, get a job. To me, it's no different from the people I see in the middle of the highway or at the gas station with a cup. And I could understand if certain people were entertaining you, like the Spider-Man dude. At least he's doing stuff to entertain you. So I could see why people would give somebody like that. But some people just literally sit there and they expect the gifts to come pouring in. Why? Is all I'm asking. Respectfully, of course.
There's nothing wrong with giving to support your favorite creator or a creator that you like. Creator, though. That's the key word. Creator. Someone that's actually creating something and doing something. If you want to support their plight and their business to be able to continue bringing you what you like to see, because also that can incentivize them to keep doing it, or maybe even just to keep doing it the way you like. But regardless, when you come on here and your whole purpose for being on here is just to beg, then yeah, you're no different than a panhandler. But see, you're not even, I feel like it should be a stair-step process. I feel like if anyone's going to be begging, it needs to be the panhandlers who are begging. Here's what I mean. Listen, at least they paid their dues. Shoot.
Them back for the shot.
How do you get promoted to just literally picking up a phone and making money come out of thin air, and you didn't even do it the traditional way? You didn't even put no skin in the game and pay your dues. In my opinion, if you want to have the privilege to come online and come on TikTok begging, then you need to go through the chitlin circuit first, and you need to be on the streets with a can, maybe even performing on the streets, whatever. And then after you do that for about 4 years and get your degree in begging, then you can come online, because see, y'all didn't have to struggle. Y'all didn't have to see what it's like to have to beg in real time, in person, the hard way. So that's why we see a lot of people, they don't appreciate it, they don't respect it, and they just continue to come back to it consistently, almost on a daily basis. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people come on here and go live multiple times a day. And it's because they don't appreciate just how easy and just how convenient this is, because they never had to do it the conventional, traditional way, in my opinion. Her caption says, this was from this month. She had a $150 goal, and I guess she went live to try to reach that goal.
Them back for the shower, some sleep, some rest, whatever. You will think that me trying to raise $500 to rent a vehicle is me asking everybody to rent the car for me.
What?
Everybody looks at the overall goal instead of the minimum. I'm not asking one person for $150. I'm not asking one person for $500. I'm asking for help and assistance, and whatever it is, whatever it is, then it adds up and it comes together to reach the goal, to provide a solution to the problem.
To provide a solution to the problem. What? She's like, I'm not asking one person for the whole 150. So they said, because it sounds like she was really asking for 500, half of $1,000. And I guess people were like, well, hold on now. You trying to raise $500 in a day? Wouldn't that be nice? Are you supplementing to it? You're trying to tell everybody how they need to, everybody chip in and put something towards it while you lay in bed with only one eye showing. So are you contributing to it? Everybody, you're telling everybody, well, if we all contribute to it, then it will build up to that. Well, you can still go to work and you can go and work and make $75 and you can contribute to it too. You can have the base of it, but just trying to raise it all from zero, and then you still don't do nothing for the whole day. But yet you're trying to explain it to people that, well, if we all chip in, well, shoot, we need you to chip in too for your own behalf. She want to try to shame everybody else into chipping in, and she don't even want to chip in for her own behalf and actually go and put in some work for the day. How about you continue this live while you go volunteer somewhere, so that at least we know that you paid it forward?
It adds up and it comes together to reach the goal, to provide a solution to the problem. Okay. So when I was trying to let everybody know, hey, I'm just trying to raise $500 for a rental vehicle.
I need you to stop saying just. I'm just trying to raise $500. She keeps saying it like it's nothing. If it's nothing, then why couldn't you come up with it? I'm just trying to raise $500. Ma'am, you need to change your verbiage, because your verbiage comes off entitled. And it's probably because you just in actuality are entitled. I'm just trying to raise $500. Since it's nothing, how about you just give $500? And let's see how arduous that would be.
I'm just trying to raise $500 for a rental vehicle. I will no longer need any hotels. Don't worry about the
Hold on.
hotels. I get a check on Friday. I'll be able to manage. I'll be able to sleep in the car. I'll be able to shower at the gym. Nobody sent $1. Not a 5, not a 10, not a 1 or 2. Regardless of me going to work and regardless of me not being able to be here on live, nobody still reached out to say, okay, here's $5 or $10. Now, they don't have them back for the showers.
Let me tell you something, ma'am. If these people were your own family, they wouldn't be entitled to save you from your responsibilities and your circumstance. So to then be online talking to strangers, talking to them like your life is their responsibility to resolve, because she keeps saying solve the problem. Like it's other people's responsibility to solve your problems. I find that so incredible. Ma'am, it's your job to solve your problem. You came online, you listen, I don't agree with the begging, but if you saw this as a viable option to solve your problem, and this is what you want to try, hey, do you. But now you see it's not solving the problem. But to still be sitting here, doubling down, saying, no, this has to solve it. This is the final thing. This has to solve it. And then be talking to them like they owe you something. I find that incredible because it shows that you feel entitled to it. So you're going to feel entitled to it every time there becomes a problem. And you're going to come on here and you're going to display that. No, ma'am. It's time to move on to something else. Clearly, this isn't working. Clearly, you've already burned that bridge or you've already exhausted that well supply. So now you're going to have to move on to something else. And that something else is going to be the harder path. And you're going to have to just go ahead and settle on into that.
I need $78.48 to pay for my dinner and drinks and enough for a tip and an Uber ride to get home. I need it sent to my payment apps right now because I'm done. I want to leave. I'm tired of sitting in this restaurant waiting for y'all to send me the money. Can anyone explain to me why people on this app enable this behavior? Why they allow these beggars and scammers to force them into submission, for lack of a better way to say it, force them into sending money to them for something that they should not be responsible for. If you can't afford your meal, you should not go out to dinner. If you can't afford...
Well, here's the thing, because if we're going to be holding people responsible on one side of the coin, we got to hold people responsible on the other side of the coin. Nobody's forcing anybody into submission from their IP address to come out of their bank account and send money. Listen, if you decide to do that and you decide to donate your money to, in my opinion, a scam artist, that is your decision. And you can't try to act like you were forced. You can't try to act like you were coerced. I don't understand why you want to do it. I don't understand what pulls on you to do it. But if you ultimately do it, you can't come after the fact and try to act like you were forced or whatever. I understand these beggars are demanding. I definitely understand that. But just because someone's demanding, it ain't like they're in your face demanding it. You definitely can just click right out of their life.
If you can't afford your meal, you should not go out to dinner. If you can't afford an Uber, you should not be taking one. There's no reason for these people, like Maggie Foster as an example, to going live and demanding money on the...
I think that was the lady that we watched who was trying to raise $46 for her to go play bingo. I could be mistaken, but I think that's the bingo person.
Spot to pay their bill to get out of a restaurant or a store or whatever the case may be.
Also, Carrie Wall, she asks for money nonstop. I can't stand Maggie Foster. The rabbit hole goes very deep. There are a ton of different users doing this. This whole app is full of beggars and scammers. We got another comment from you guys here. I don't know what needs to happen for me to give my hard-earned money to an able-bodied person who refuses to work, who is rude, entitled, and foul-mouthed at that. Mind-blowing. So we could take a look at...
I try to imagine, like, imagine the other TikTokers. Imagine the people who are on TikTok and they actually take this serious. They actually make compelling and captivating content. And they ultimately want to see the platform grow because as the platform grows, also does their potential to grow. Imagine how they feel. Because even if I put this into my context, I'm a YouTuber. I can't imagine if I just looked up one day on the feed and all of a sudden there were these long form begging videos on YouTube. I'd be like, oh my goodness, what's about to happen? Because I'd be like, man, this is going to drive people away, which ultimately would hurt my ability to grow if people are deciding to leave the platform and go somewhere else. So imagine someone who's a TikToker and they've invested years, because you got to remember too, on these platforms, one of the ways they incentivize creators as well is you invest years to build something up and to watch it grow. You watch it grow. It kind of becomes like your baby. So imagine if you're a TikToker, you've invested years of your life into this platform that is about to get run into the ground by beggars who go live. And then that then makes the audience members not even want to go on TikTok, because every time they look, every time they turn around, there's a begging live being shown to them that they have to try to navigate around. Sometimes I like to try to think of it from that context, because I can imagine it's like, man,
I have a genuine question. How much do those online live hosts make? Like, I have been wondering this for a very, very long time. And yes, y'all may say I'm pocket watching. I do not care. The reason why I asked this
nobody knows because they don't do GoFundMe. On GoFundMe, there's visibility. You can literally see every time a donation comes in, you can see how much it was, and you can see how you're trending towards the goal. And by the way, GoFundMe typically will require you to make a goal so that it's not just limitless funds coming in. Once you hit the goal, then the campaign can stop. But what a lot of people do is they will use Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Notice that woman at the beginning, she had Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, but she didn't have GoFundMe. She had all the apps that have no visibility and where people can just continue to donate, and nobody knows how close we are, how far we are from the goal, or if we've even hit the goal. And so you could have a goal of raising $200, and for all we know, you could raise $200,000. Nobody would ever know. So it's funny. She's like, how much are these panhandlers making on these lives? Nobody knows. And that's really the scary part. And even you can't go off what they tell you, but honestly, let's just be real. They wouldn't make any money if people didn't just go off what they told them. People be believing their stories. So we really don't know, ma'am. We really don't know.
I have been wondering this for a very, very long time. And yes, y'all may say I'm pocket watching. I do not care. The reason why I ask this question is because some of them be on this app from dusk till dawn. Literally. I go to bed, they're on there. While I wake up, they're on there. I go to work, they're on there. I get off work, they're on there. They are pulling doubles, triple shifts. And I'm thinking they have to be making a lot of money to be able to sit online. And it's like they have their own world. I truly do not understand it. And as a person that's a content creator myself, I'm thinking like there's no content behind what they're doing. And I'm talking about the online hosts that just do those battles all the time. Those are the ones I'm talking about. Like they battle for hours and I'm like, what are they giving to get? Like I'm really genuinely confused, and they have this language and they're tap, tap, tap. And like I'm thinking there is a lot going on there. They have to be making thousands of dollars a day in order to do that. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think about these live battles. And let me know, how much do you think that they're actually making with this? And inquiring minds want to know.
Well, you would have to be thinking that they're making a lot. And the reason and rationale behind that is because what's incentivizing them to be on it all day? You would have to think that there's a lot of money coming in if they're being incentivized to be on it. People wouldn't just do something pointless, right? People wouldn't just waste their time. We see that. People don't like to waste their time. Especially, it's funny, the laziest people put the most premium on their time. I find that amazing. It's the laziest people who are the most conscientious about their time and not wasting it, but they waste it. And so that's the irony in it when it ultimately comes down to it. If you don't know what battling is, I just recently found out. And what battling is, what she was referring to is, so now we see when the creators, or the beggars, I should say, we see when the beggars come on and they actually have a reason. Oh, I need to get this hotel. I need this rental car, whatever the case. I'm about to get evicted. Now it's so crazy. They done got competitive with it where other beggars will go against other beggars, and then they'll actually get their communities together and they'll compete to raise funds against each other. So think of like the donations as points now. They'll compete to actually raise funds. And the only purpose of them raising the funds is not now for a life situation that they need to raise these donations for. They're raising the funds just for just for sheer competition, just for the sport of it. And so now we've completely lost track of what this whole thing was designed for. We've completely lost track of what this whole thing was initially designed for to begin with. And now, I mean, it's just all over the place. And so now they can just come on here and raise money for competition's sake. And imagine you lose the battle. You still won the war. No pun intended. Because y'all both still raise more money than you would have on a normal occasion. So y'all, that money's still gonna clear in the bank. So even if you lose the battle, you won the war. Because that money is still gonna clear. And this is incredible. All the things that go on, and people are just falling for it. But that's how you know people are asleep. That's how you know people are drifting. They're not paying attention. They're not paying attention, and they're not even reading between the lines. This is where it starts. And when I say where it starts, I'm talking about what this woman asked, which is, how much are you really making? Where it starts to where you start getting back in your head and you start thinking critically again is when you start asking questions. And so I think we've fallen into a society and ultimately into a generation and time where people are no longer asking questions, and they're just going through life, just a feather in the wind, barely paying attention, barely questioning anything. And while they don't question anything, everything that they've been used to and that they've traditionally grown up on is changing around them. And before they know it, things are completely different. And you look up and you're like, what is this? Is this bizarro world? Are we in an alternate dimension? Are we in an alternate universe? And you're going to have a few people who still ask questions and who are still seeing things for what they are and can't be disillusioned, but it's not enough. It's at least not enough to be able to stop the change or stop the impending change of all the wrong things and all the craziness. But you'll at least have peace just knowing that you won't be gaslit, and you're going to continue standing on truth, and you're going to continue to understand what things truly are and what things truly are about. But I think we need more people like that. We need more people asking questions and not just having the rug pulled from under them and not knowing which way from their left from right, up from down. So, because I really think that the fact that something like begging can be so thriving right now, I really think that that really is just a mirror to what's really going on and what the real problem is, which is that people are just not paying attention, and people really just lack common sense. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just being distracted. I don't know if it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's in the food. I don't know. But people got to get back into their bodies and back into their mind ultimately. And they got to stop falling for this ish. You're being manipulated and swindled by objectively idiots. That would be a real rude awakening for me, to look up in the mirror and this person who can't even take care of themselves and get their life together and who's lazy and procrastinates is able to swindle me out of my money. No, even if you come with a story about what you need and why you need it, I'm not just taking that on face value. I have questions. And if you don't answer them, then you don't get my money. And see, I will be in the chat and I will be sparking other people to have questions. Because I would ask the question and then it would be such a good question that people would be like, yeah, answer that. And then you would start seeing the question keep popping up over and over to where you would have to answer it and ultimately prove something, validate something. But this is just where we're at, y'all. This is just where we're at. But we'll leave it there for today. If you could like the video, I greatly appreciate it. Only takes a second, and it actually helps out more than you know. And also, if you could hype the video. Hype is a new feature that YouTube offers where it helps smaller content creators like myself. And basically, when you hype, it actually pushes us to the extent where it pushes the larger content creators. So you just press the hype button and it shows the points. And since I'm a smaller creator, a smaller channel, we actually get more points per hype. And hype was designed for smaller channels. So that's why. But if you come across a video and you don't see the hype button, then it's probably been over 7 days. And hype usually vanishes after 7 days. So for that reason, it's usually best practice if you want to hype, to just go ahead and hype while the iron is hot on a newer video if that's what you want to do again. And then also if you want to become a member of the channel, join buttons on the video. And what becoming a member of the DXU family will come with is you would get badges next to your comments. So people will be able to see that you are a member whenever you leave a comment, as well as you would get early access to content and also exclusive content that's not available for everyone else on YouTube. So again, if you want to become a member, join buttons on the video. But until then, I'll see you in the next video.